Okay. So what's our agenda for today's session? Today will be a small session of half an hour. Today is a small session of half an hour. We already have started features of S3. We already have discussed about versioning, static website hosting. We also know about several storage classes. AWS provides, you can store your objects in S3 bucket in several storage classes. The default storage class is standard. Okay, so it also provides different storage classes. The build differs based on the storage class what you have selected. Okay, so first three options: versioning, static website hosting. AWS provide different storage classes. We already have discussed. So let's start with cross-region replication. Cross-region replication. Okay, by looking at the term, you should be able to understand to an extent what do you mean by cross-region replication. Let's start with it. Let's experience the concept of cross-region replication. Let's say I have a bucket in Mumbai region. I have a bucket in Sydney region. By looking at the name, you should by this time you should understand the conceptual knowledge. Replication. What do you mean by replication? Replication is duplication. Replication is nothing but duplication. We come across this is a replica of iPhone. This is a replica of iWatch. Okay, replication is nothing but duplication. The cross-region replication. By looking at the name, you can understand. Whenever a client uploads an object in the specific region, when a client uploads an object in the specific region, assuming example, a client is uploading object in Mumbai region, the requirement is they want that particular object to be replicated in Sydney region also. They want that same object to be available in Sydney region automatically. Cross-region replication, the client requirement is, let's say client is having infrastructure in Mumbai, client is having infrastructure in Sydney, client is having infrastructure in Ohio. Let's say client is having infrastructure in 3 regions. They want their objects to be available in all the 3 regions. Instead of manually uploading objects in all the 3 regions or 5 regions, you can define a cross-region replication rules. When you define a cross-region replication, what happens when you upload the object? As you can see, when you have upload object in one region, automatically that object will be replicated. Replicated is nothing but one more copy of the object will be available in the Sydney region. This happens automatically. This feature is called as a cross-region replication, isn't it? To work out with this example, obviously let's create one bucket in the Mumbai region. Let's create one bucket in the Sydney region. Let's define the cross-region replication rules, and let's experience how exactly the object is getting replicated in a different region. So let's start practically with the cross-region replication. To work out with this cross-region replication, the prerequisite is that to practically work out this cross-region replication, the prerequisite is that both the source bucket and destination bucket. Source bucket is nothing but the Mumbai bucket, and destination bucket is nothing but the Sydney bucket. Both the buckets should have versioning enabled. In both the buckets, what should be enabled? The prerequisite is the versioning should be enabled in the bucket. Okay, so let's do that. We already know how to enable versioning in a bucket, isn't it? So let's do that. So let's experience the concept of cross-region replication. So let's say we have 2 buckets, one bucket in Mumbai region, one bucket in Sydney region. When we upload object in Mumbai, the object should be also available in Sydney. That's the concept of cross-region replication. As we are replicating an object in another region, this concept is called as cross-region replication. Very important point. Vice versa will not happen. Vice versa will not happen. Don't think that when we upload it in Sydney, it will be replicated in Mumbai. Vice versa will not happen. When we delete an object in Mumbai, it will not be deleted. When we update the object in Mumbai, it will not be updated in Sydney. Don't think that synchronization happens. No, both are independent objects. Don't think that when you delete here, automatically in the Sydney region also it will be deleted, or when you edit an object in Mumbai, it will be edited in Sydney region. There's no synchronization happens. Only replication happens at the time of uploading the object. Okay. So for cross-region application, as I have mentioned, you need to enable versioning. Okay. So let's do that. So to practically showcase the cross-region replication, let's log into AWS. Let's create one bucket in Mumbai region. Let's create one bucket in Sydney region. That's the first activity we need to do it. Let's log into AWS. Let's log into AWS. Services. We are dealing with storage services 3. You do not have any buckets. Okay, so fine. Let's go ahead and create a source bucket. Our plan is to source bucket is Mumbai region. Destination is first. Let's create a Mumbai bucket. Create bucket. Bucket name. I want to start with mum hyphen some number, and I want to create the bucket in Mumbai region. By default, the bucket is blocked. I hope you are doing hands-on. Very important. So to get the best of the training, do hands-on. I acknowledge the settings, and I create my bucket. I have successfully created a bucket in the Mumbai region. I also want to create one more bucket in Sydney region. SYD hyphen some number. And I want to create the bucket in Sydney region. Block, remove the block. Acknowledge the settings. And create bucket. I have created 2 buckets, one bucket in Mumbai region, one bucket in Sydney region. Next, I have to enable versioning in both the buckets. How to enable versioning? I hope you already know it. Select the bucket, properties. By default, the bucket versioning is disabled. Click on edit, enable. Also enable versioning in the Sydney bucket. Done. Okay, I have enabled. Next, I want to define the cross-region replication. How can you define the cross-region replication? I want to enable cross-region replication in the Mumbai bucket. My plan is to make Mumbai as a source bucket. So select the Mumbai in the source region. My plan is source bucket is Mumbai. Select the Mumbai bucket, and there is an option called management. Life cycle rules. There's something called replication rules. Can you see here? We have replication rules. Create a replication rule. Create a replication rule. Rule name can be anything. For example, I'm writing it as rule 1 is the name of the rule. Source bucket. You can clearly see the source bucket is Mumbai region. I want to apply replications to all the objects present in the bucket. Destination. Choose the bucket name. Browse S3, and destination bucket is Sydney. Whenever you want to establish communication between 2 regions, we have to create a role. So do not worry about this IAM role. We'll be learning about more details about the IAM role when you're learning about the next service called identity and access management. So as of now, just keep in mind that when you want to establish communication between multiple regions, we have to create a role. So just create new role. That's it. I think we are done. Save. I have enabled cross-region replication. Clearly, you can see the replication settings also. Right now, you can see I am in Mumbai bucket. Go to management, go to replication rules. You can clearly see the name of the replication is clearly mentioned that the destination is Sydney region. Now, what happens now? If you upload an object, right now Mumbai bucket is empty, the Sydney bucket is also empty. You can see there are no objects. Okay. Now, what happens? As we know, when we upload an object now in the Mumbai region, the same object gets uploaded into the Sydney region. So let's do that. Let's say I'm uploading this object. As usual, I go with the same object. So this is the object which I have, AWS underscore image.jpg. Upload. Permissions. I grant public read access. It's not compulsory. You don't need to do that always. So I'm doing it. Upload object. So what did I do? I have uploaded the object successfully in my source bucket. Source bucket is Mumbai bucket. I have uploaded the object. The name of the object is AWS image.jpg. Now this particular object should also be available in the Singapore region. Am I right? Let's verify. Oh, so not Singapore, Sydney region. There are no buckets in the Sydney region. It will take some time for the Sydney region to get updated. Let's wait. Yes, you can see now the object has been uploaded successfully. So this is concept of cross-region replication. When you define replication rules, when you upload the object in the source region, automatically those objects will also be available in the destination buckets. Okay, this is called as cross-region replication because you are replicating in a different region, as simple as that. Okay, so this is about cross-region replication. Transfer acceleration, very important feature called as transfer acceleration. What does that mean? Let's try to understand. I want to empty the bucket and delete both the buckets. Let's discuss about transfer acceleration. Okay, what do you mean by transfer acceleration? To understand the concept of transfer acceleration clearly, please look at this example. Look at this PPT. Okay. The transfer acceleration enables fast and easy secure transfer for files over long distances between end user and S3 bucket. Next point. Transfer acceleration takes the advantage of Amazon CloudFront edge locations. This is very important. Amazon CloudFront edge locations. Okay. So what does that mean? Let's try to understand. When the look at this diagram. Sadvin Gattu, can we have a talk?
Yes.
Okay. Assuming the bucket is in Europe, okay, and the end user, he is trying to upload the objects into the S3 bucket. He's in New Zealand. Okay, Sadvin.
Yeah.
Okay, end user is in New Zealand. The bucket is in Europe. Geographically, they are very far distances. Agree or not?
Yeah.
In such cases, when the end user and the bucket are geographically at a very far distances, you will find latency. Latency is nothing but delay because of network traffic.
Yes.
when the objects are getting uploaded into the bucket, it will take a long time. You will find performance issues, and especially when there is any network failure for a fraction of a second, you need to again upload it from the beginning. Agree? These are the cases what happens when the end user and the bucket are geographically at a very far distances. To avoid this problem, what we can do, you can enable transfer acceleration at the bucket level. When you enable transfer acceleration at the bucket, so whoever is the end user uploading the object into the bucket, first the object will be uploaded into the edge location, nearest edge location. AWS maintains edge locations. Regions are different, edge locations are different. Okay, Sadvik, regions are different and edge locations are different. When you enable transfer acceleration, the object will be uploaded into the nearest edge location. For the New Zealand, the nearest edge location is Australia. First, the object will be uploaded in the nearest edge location. You can visualize edge locations are tiny data centers. Edge locations are nothing but a tiny data centers. The first the gets object will be uploaded in the nearest edge location. From the nearest edge location, the data gets uploaded into the actual bucket via edge location. Clear, Satvik? Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
So when this will happen only when transfer acceleration feature is enabled at the bucket level. When transfer acceleration feature is enabled at the bucket level, the object gets uploaded from the user, the nearest edge location. It will identify automatically. You cannot decide it. Automatically, the object will be uploaded into the nearest edge location. From the nearest edge location, the data gets uploaded into the final bucket. Okay. Next, you may have a question. Finally, the distance is the same. How does transfer acceleration enables the performance of the objects which are getting uploaded? Here, what happens is the data gets uploaded from the user to the nearest edge location. This happens using the user internet speed. So whatever the internet speed user is having, according to that, the objects gets uploaded into the edge location. Edge locations and the regions are strongly connected with the AWS internet speed. The AWS internet speed is 100 times more than our regular internet speeds. They are tightly binded with the cables also. So edge locations, from the edge locations, the data gets uploaded into the buckets at very, very faster rate. Okay. So that's how you can improve the performance when the end user and the bucket are geographically at very far distances. Clear? Am I clear? Yes.
Is it billable for the enabling?
Billable. Transfer acceleration feature is billable because every feature, most of the features are billable. Okay. Clear, Sadhvik? Okay. Yeah. So finally, it uses what the new thing what we have experienced is edge locations. Edge locations are different. Edge locations are different, and regions are different. Okay.
Is it edge location requires any storage space?
What are edge locations? Edge locations are nothing but tiny data centers. Now, you know how many regions are there in India?
Mumbai.
How many regions in India? Okay.
In Mumbai. Hyderabad and Chennai.
AWS Global Infrastructure Map will show you how many regions. Total, there are how many regions? Total 25 regions. Okay. And there's only one region in India, that is Mumbai. Only one region. India is having only one region that is called as Mumbai, and you can say Hyderabad is coming soon, not yet ready. Okay. So there's only one region in India, that is Mumbai region. Okay. But so how many regions?
Only one region.
Only one region in India. How many edge locations? Edge locations are nothing but, I said, tiny data centers. Okay. AWS edge locations. Okay. 17 edge locations in India to deliver the content to end users with lower latency. Hyderabad, New Delhi, Bangalore, Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata. In all these regions, we have what? Edge locations. Edge locations are small data centers. Okay. You can visualize small buildings. Okay. Sadhvik. So they have the total domain. So like this total number of edge locations, there are hundreds of edge locations, number of edge locations. of AWS number of edge locations in the world. Okay, so there are a lot of edge locations, there are hundreds in numbers. So I hope you are understanding it uses edge locations as an intermediate transfer, which helps in improving the performance. Okay,
Yeah.
clear, Sadhvin. So this is about, I hope I'm very clear in explaining you transfer acceleration. When the end user and the destination buckets are geographically at far distances, dealing with data, uploading the objects will become a very difficult task. That's why AWS provided a feature called transfer acceleration. First, it gets uploaded to the nearest edge location. From the nearest edge location, the data gets transferred into the bucket. Okay, so how can we enable transfer acceleration? You can see, let's create a bucket. I want to create Mumbai region. I want to block the access. I want to acknowledge the settings. Create the bucket. Bucket got created. How to enable transfer acceleration? Under properties, we have transfer acceleration. You have to enable it. By default, transfer acceleration is disabled. Click on edit and enable transfer acceleration. That's it. Okay. It automatically uses edge locations. You don't need to, we cannot see this practically. This is just to how to enable transfer acceleration so that it uses AWS edge locations for quick transfer of data between the end user and the geographical location. So this is called as transfer acceleration feature. Next, encryption. When client thinks that whatever the data which they are storing in bucket is very, very secure, when client thinks that the data what they're planning to store in S3 buckets is very, very important, then they want it to be very, very secure. What you can do, you can enable encryption. When you enable encryption, the data gets encrypted and saved into the disk so that we are providing one more layer of security to the client. As you know, AWS does not provide any compromise on the security. Wherever possible, it provides security to the highest level. So in S3 also, we can provide security to your client's data by enabling encryption. When client says that the data is very, very secure, is there any way which can increase one layer of protection? You can do that by using the concept of encryption. Okay, and AWS provides two types of encryptions. One is called as AES, Advanced Encryption Standard. The second one is KMS, stands for Key Management Service. That is double encryption. One is single encryption. The second one is double encryption. So both the encryptions are billable. So it's up to the requirement. When client thinks that they want the encryption to be done, you can do that. How can we enable encryption? So go to in the same way, properties. By default, encryption is disabled. Click on edit, and then you can enable encryption. The moment you enable encryption, it will ask you what type of encryption you want to apply. You can apply S3 key and the KMS, whatever you want. It is first one is single encryption, the second one is double encryption. If you save it, the data gets encrypted and saved into the disk so that you can provide one more layer of security for the data gets for the objects that are uploaded into the buckets. Okay. Next. Metadata and tags. What do you mean by metadata and tags? Right now I have created a bucket. You can see here. Let's say I want to disable the encryption because I don't want the encryption for this. I already shown you how to enable encryption. I want to disable it. Okay. I want to disable the encryption. I want to disable the transfer acceleration feature also. Save changes. Okay, perfect. Metadata provides more information about your object. When you upload an object, you want to provide more information about the object which you have uploaded. You can do that by using metadata. By looking at the name, we can easily understand. Metadata is about more information about the data, isn't it? So let's upload an object first. Object is uploaded. I have created a bucket and I have uploaded the object. I want to provide more information about this object. If you want to provide more information as a reference, you can do that by using metadata. Okay. For example, I'm selecting the object. Go to properties. Storage, class, tags, and metadata. One metadata is already identified automatically by AWS. By the moment you uploaded object, AWS identified that it's an image. You can see the content type, the metadata information should be provided in the form of key value pairs. We should always provide more information. Metadata is about more information about the object. We need to provide it in key value pairs. Or AWS is already already identified. It's pretty smart. It identified that the object what you have uploaded is of type image. But if you want to provide more information about this object, you can do that by clicking on edit, and you can add metadata. Add metadata. The system defined key value pairs, the user defined. System defined is nothing but you can see here the keys are predefined. Okay, keys are system defined is nothing but the information of key value pairs where key is predefined. So I can say content type, you can see content language. Let's say I write it as this particular image is related to English language. Am I right? So like this, you can provide more information about metadata in the form of key value pairs. You can have custom defined also. Custom defined is nothing but user defined is nothing but key is also pretty simple. Key can also be our own key. For example, I write it as client. I can say this particular object is used by PayPal client. Let's say PayPal is the organization who's using that particular object. Like this, I can provide more information about the client, or I can also say it as uploaded by Sunil, the name of the person who has uploaded the object. This particular object is uploaded by Sunil or so and so. So like this, you can provide more information. Whenever you want to provide more information, you can do that. Successfully edited the metadata. So you have provided more information. You have provided more information about the object. I can say that the object is of it related to English language. It is an image. Okay, this object is used by the client PayPal project, and this is uploaded by user Sunil. So this kind of more information you can provide it using metadata. Tags are also similar to metadata. Tags are also similar to metadata. You can also provide more information in the form of key value pairs. The only difference is tags will be replicated in the billing. Okay, whatever the tags which you create, that will be available in the billing part. When you get an invoice, you get the tag reflected in the invoice, so you can understand, okay, the bill because of this particular tag. Okay, I'm adding a tag. As a tag is similar to metadata, we need to provide the information in key value pair. I can also say that is, for example, I can say it as project as PayPal. Okay. So similar to metadata, as you can experience now, both metadata and tags are used to provide more information about the object. Metadata also we are providing it in key value pair. Tag also we are providing the information in key value pair. Right now I have uploaded a tag. The name of the tag is project and PayPal, and value I have provided as PayPal. Fine. Now this tag will be reflected in the invoice. Every month client will get the bill, right, because of the infrastructure which you're using. Okay, if the bill is for the S3 buckets, let's say you got a bill of $10. Okay, out of $10, $1 is generated because of this particular object. That this using the key you can identify. Okay, $1. This key will be printed in the bill, and then you can see project PayPal, and you can see the billing as $1, so that you can track. Okay, because of this particular object, I got a bill of $1. So tags are providing more information about the object. That the advantage of tags is that the tags will be reflected in the invoice, where you can reflect, where you can understand this particular amount of bill is generated because of this particular object which you have uploaded. So it is used for tracking the bill for the client. So that's about metadata and tags. Both are used to provide more information about the objects. Okay. Next, we have to discuss about access control list, bucket policies, and lifecycle management, but we will not discuss today. We will be discussing that in our tomorrow session. Okay. So access control list, bucket policies, and lifecycle management, we will not discuss. We'll discuss it in tomorrow session. Okay. Before ending today's session, let's have an interaction. Rashid.
Hey, Sunil. Hi.
Good morning, Rashid. How are you doing?
Hey, Sunil. Good morning. Good morning. Am I audible? Yeah?
Yes, you are very clear. Please tell me.
Okay. Great. So, Sunil, thanks for this fabulous session. I can say it's a good session.
Thank you, Rashid. How is your learning experience?
Okay. So I'm an Oracle DBA, actually an RDBMS expert. I'm having the experience in Oracle, MS SQL, MySQL, Postgres, lots of RDBMS. And
okay.
More than 18 years of experience in that.
Mm-hmm.
I have did a lot of work in Azure, but not explore much in AWS. So
Okay.
Looking on those things. Plus, I have one question on this regarding your the next batch. I think at 11 a.m. you have, right?
DevOps
batch. So in that particular context, I need to be understand whether in the database concept, how much the requirement of the DevOps has been there, or any you can say.
No, actually DevOps is not at all related to database. Okay.
Right.
So there is no much relation, Rashid, in case with respect to the DevOps as well as the databases, relational databases, whatever, from the administration point of view. So DevOps is all about automation. Okay. Moving the developing a particular product or project at much more faster rate using the agile methodology. Okay. And which helps in automation also. Okay. Whenever a developer updates the code, automatically that gets moved into production without any human intervention. So it's all about automation. So if you want to get more information, but it is not related to database. Yeah, you are right. Okay.
So I hope you have. Yeah, you have any clues on that, or you have any links on that, how I can do more?
Join DevOps.
No, in the database concepts for that in there.
Okay, because you are from database, I think the other participants also previously in the beginning of the session, he's also said that he's from the database.
Yes.
So Rashid, you have to focus on services related to specialized related to database in AWS. Okay. If you can see my screen. Can you see we have this databases heading?
Yes, right.
Our relational database service, Dynamo database, these are services related to, you have to focus more on these three: Elastic Cache, DynamoDB, and RDS. So if you have to focus on these three, which helps the clients when the client is on cloud. These services helps to manage the database on cloud. Okay, so these are the specialized services you have to focus on specific to AWS. Okay.
Okay, great. Thanks a lot, Sunil.
Thank you, Rashid.
Appreciate your effort on that.
Thank you very much. Okay, so thank you all. Thank you for joining. So continuation of this session will be tomorrow, where we learn the rest of the topics of S3, and then we will move on to the next service called as Identity and Access Management, which is very, very important. We have an upcoming schedule today. New batch started. New batch is starting today at 11 o'clock. You can see the information in the chat box. If you want, you can experience and understand what DevOps is. Okay. Thank you all, and see you tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.